Hello, guys. This is the Ranger Gamer OS coming at you again. And today, another book review. So today we are going over the Legend of Dredge books, uh, 17, 18, and 19. It's a Hunter's Blaze trilogy. I just finished like a few days ago. So it's fresh in my memory this time. Because, my previous books, I started reading this last year. So when I did my previous videos, I had to refresh my memory. So anyway, today is the Hunter's Blaze trilogy, and let me tell you, it is a good trilogy. And we'll start with the first one, the Thousand Orcs. You can see it right there where my finger is at, and it will tell you right here, the Legend of Dredge, Book 17. Here he is. These are all the orcs. Here's a spine. Yep. In the back of it. So, and one thing I forgot to mention, I did it on I believe it was my Cleric Quintet book series, and I'm real bad about this. And I meant to do it in my previous video, but it slipped my mind. But I keep forgetting to show you guys the maps because these fantasy books have maps in the beginning, and that's one of the reasons why I love fantasy books. It shows you where the book is taking place, and I keep forgetting to show you guys that, so that's my bad. But I remember it this time, so here it is. Not very good. This is the endless ice sea. You got the spine of the world and other regions, shallows, the frost hills, settlestone, mithril hall, which I mentioned in the Icewind Dale trilogy. So that's the map, and this came out, I believe, 2003 or 4. Oh no, 2002. Yeah. So not to kind of get away, I mean, obviously the title, you know, uh, uh, the Thousand Orcs. So yes, they go against, well, Thousand Orcs. Actually, a lot more. Here, uh, I think of this as, I mean, not just this book, but this whole trilogy. I think of this as a long version of the Battle of Helm's Deep. For those who don't know what that is, that's from Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. If you watched the movie or you read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about. My favorite part of the movie, I love Helm's Deep. My favorite battle right there. And this trilogy reminds me, it's like a long version of that. And not just orcs, but they have allies too. They're Driz and the companions of the hall not only go up against orcs, but they go up against frost giants led by Gertie. Uh, I think it's how you pronounce her name, Gerti. And then you got trolls. Uh, and the leader that kind of sounds pretty cool because the leader of the troll, his name is Prophet. I think it's how you pronounce it. It's spelled how you would spell prophet, but instead of one F, it's two Fs. So I'm assuming it's pronounced the same way. And he has two heads. Yeah, it's really cool. But anyway, so they got that to deal with, orcs and frost giants. So a lot happens in these books. Uh, and of course, it all starts with this book. Uh, the Telling you what's happening, the leader of the orcs, Obold. Uh, Again, I can't pronounce these characters' names. Obold. It's Obould. His name is Obold. Many Arrows. That's what he's called. And and he's gathering allies, his race and the frost giants to uh to take over the north. That's his goal. So, he's going through these towns, he's ransacking them, and one of the towns is Shallow, which was on this map that I showed you. Uh, Gets ransacked, and Dritz, because Dritz kind of goes out in the battlefield to try to kill some frost giants. Because the frost giants, they're throwing these boulders at this town. So Dritz kind of goes out and does that, and he looks back and he sees this town being destroyed, and his friends are there, thinking that they're dead. Are they dead? I don't know. Do they survive? I'm not telling. You gotta read a book to find out yourself. So anyway, he's devastated, and so kind of leads to book two, The Lone Drow, The Legend of Dritz 18. I love this cover too. Yeah, skeleton remains. I guess it's orcs. There's their spine. And the back of it, it's just more bones. Not too exciting. So yeah, you kind of guess by the title of this book, the second book. Uh, and that's one thing I failed to mention in my Dark Elf trilogy is book two, Exile. When Dritz, escapes his city, Menzo. Anyway, the town, the Dark Elf city. Uh, he goes to exile. You know, so he goes to the Underdark. He's by himself in the Underdark. He has to survive. If I'm not mistaken, I think it takes place a year after the first book. But anyway, he's surviving, and so he goes into this what you call hunter mode. Basically he kind of becomes a predator. His senses, are on high alert. He's hunting. You know, I guess I guess you could say rage mode. I'm not for sure. But anyway, he goes back to his hunter mode in this one. Because he's thinking he's by himself. He's on his own. He's so now he's got to fight this war by himself. And there's other dwarves in other towns like Mirabar because their leaders don't agree with Mithril Hall. They don't get along. So you got different clans. Dwarf clan they don't get along, but certain dwarves they're like, you know what? No, no, no. We're gonna help Mithril Hall. So they leave and join in the fight. So that's kind of what this is about. Dredge is by himself. He kind of do his own thing. Tries to fight. I mean, he's still fighting. The same war, and he meets more companions. These moon elves, Tarathiel and Ovendel. I think it's how to pronounce her name. They're actually a couple, male and female, and it's cool because they ride these Pegasus, and that's how they travel. But anyway, Dritz comes across them, and there's also these four dark elves, Dania, Kurlik, like Asnon or Agnon, and I can't remember the other one's name. Like two male and two female dark elves, and they're the same group, I believe, that were in the Legacy of the Drow. When I mentioned that one, they attacked Mithril Hall. That's what that was about. So yeah, so in this trilogy, Mithril Hall is getting attacked again, but this time by orcs and frost giants and trolls from Trollmore. Uh, but yeah, so these dark elves, I guess you could say they're survivors from the previous war that happened in the Legacy of the Drow, and they're kind of like in the background. I mean, they are aiding the orcs, but they're kind of choosing which side's winning, and they go with that. So and then the third and final book, the conclusion to this trilogy is the Two Swords, and that's the Legend of Dredge book 19. It's a spine and the back of it. If you look closely, that's right there, that's a frost giant, and of course you got these are orcs. So yeah, and this one does not have a map for some reason. Uh, yeah, it has no map, and that reminds me, the map may be the same in this one. I forgot to show you guys. I know it's different. My bad. The second book has a map of Mithril Hall. You know, you got the furnaces, the deepest mine, the Undercity, Halls of Gathering, Keeper's Dale, yeah, Guard Tower. So yeah, there you go on that. But yeah, the third book has no map for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if the author forgot about it or there was just a reason it wasn't included. But this third book is pretty much, like I said, this whole trilogy is like a long version of Helm's Deep. This is the conclusion. Now because at this point, the orcs pushed the door into Mithril Hall, like trapped them in there. So you think everything's lost, but there's a chimney, and that's how they got out. And they do some scouting and everything, and eventually they fight back, and of course, not spoil too much. I mean, there's a lot happened in this book. Uh, Dritz finds out. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to spoil the ending for you guys. So can't say much, but this is a very good book. I gotta say, I mean, they're all pretty good. Plenty of action. Uh, Not just a bunch of talk and all that. I don't really mind that sometimes, but if you're looking for a book if you love huge battles and fantasy, do not pass this up. This is a good trilogy for it. So yeah, and like I said, it's a conclusion. Basically, I can't really say much. Although, uh, I will mention this in the second book. Like I was saying, Drake was on his own. He meets up with moon elves, and him and the other moon elf team up because one of the Pegasus gets kidnapped. The Orc King, Obel, many arrows. He kidnaps uh, one of Pegasus. So Driz and Annovendel, start with the I, but that's her name. So they go to the Frost Giant's lair, and they try to do that and everything. And that was a really cool scene, but I don't want to say much because I don't want to spoil it. And another thing I forgot to mention, I don't know which book it was now, either first or second. I want to say it's the second book. I can't remember. And I think it's the only book he's in. Uh, I think because it would had to come out before uh the game. Yeah, 2002. Lone Drought came out '03, and the Two Swords came out '04. So a year apart. But one of these books, I can't remember which book it was, but there's a character there's a video game called the Demon Stone. I played it way back on the PlayStation 2, and it's actually how I met Dritz for the first time. I might have mentioned this, I can't remember, but that's how I met Dritz for the first time. Because at the time, I didn't know he had his own book series. My first time in a video game, I thought, "Wow, he's cool," but he's only playable in chapter 7, so he's not the main character in the game. He just he's only in 1 chapter, but still, it was cool to see him. Anyway, there's 3 playable characters, and one of them was a warrior named Rennick, and he's in this trilogy book, and I was surprised. I was like, "Whoa, that's really cool," So I looked it up, and I thought that can't be the same Rennick from Demon Stone, and it is. So I'm going to assume that these books come out before the game, 'cause I think the game, I got hang on, let me look it up. I think it came out I mean, it's a PS2 title, so it's like early 2000. It came out '04, the same year, the 2 Swords came out. So, yeah. So I thought that was really cool, Rennick, he's a warrior in the game. In the book, I guess he's like a guard. He's from a town called Nesme. That's another town that got ransacked. Actually, that was attacked by trolls, you know, but it was ordered by, the Orc King, Obel. Uh, so, the leader, uh, from the locked I mean, I cannot remember his name, but he's a leader of that village, they're, it's a human village. Uh, but anyway, he goes to, Brunar, because, Brunar is king again, Mithril Hall, and, he asks for help and all that, and I think he spared a few I think it was Regis, the halfling, he spared a few doors. But anyway, I don't wanna say too much because I want you guys to read it and check it out. I think you'll like it. I mean, a lot happens in this trilogy, it's, for me, it was kinda fast paced, which is good, it wasn't all, like, slow. Some parts it was, but it's just a build up. But, yeah, it's a lot of fighting in it, it's really good stuff. So, anyway, guys, that's it for my video. That's the Hunter's Place trilogy. I hope you enjoyed it. Uh, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up. I'll do, and I know I mentioned this, just real quick. I am planning on doing, my plan is to make maybe, my video game review on weekend, but that might change because I will be busy here in a few weeks. So, but if it changes, I'll let you know. But for now, my goal is just do it on the weekends. So that's it, guys. This is the Ranger Gamer '06. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, more will come. Uh, thanks for watching, and happy New Year's Eve, by the way. Stay safe and have fun. And yeah, I'm ready for the new year, guys. What about you? What are y'all's resolution? Let me know down in the comments below. I like to hear from you guys. So thank you and have a pleasant day. Bye.